All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Vegas, baby. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. The Saturday Night Thunder is in town. It's race number 3 in that High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder Series. 150 laps here at Vegas tonight. Very fun track. A lot of room to race here. One of those cookie cutters. This is going to be a fun race. And of course, you know what? It's live right here on TurnLeftTV. Some classic short track. Oh, no one in stock car action headed your way. The Saturday Night Thunder here at Vegas. Hang on, boys and girls. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in. We were at a short track. We're not. We're at a cookie cutter tonight. Right now, we are in the practice session, just finishing up there. Running a little bit late, waiting on some folks there who had some download, had a big download to do. So this is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Mile and a half, of course, located in Las Vegas, Nevada. Banking in the turns, progressive banking at 12 to 20 degrees. A lot of fun here. This high line is a good place to be, but I think you can make that low line work. So there's probably about 3 lanes here of racing, but I think it's going to be a pretty good race here with good side-by-side racing, exactly what we want to see. And I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Again, thanks so much for coming in. Race number 3. There's 100 laps. It's actually 150 laps here tonight at Vegas in the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Again, second race of the day. How about that, man? We got a great stint ahead here with this season. We're doing 2 races on a Saturday. We do the GT3 race early in the afternoon, and then we come back of an evening and do the Saturday Night Thunder, the Stock Car Series. And again, thanks for coming in. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving themselves, and I always appreciate your patronage here on TurnLeftTV and also watching these High Octane Racing League races. And for those drivers that are out tonight, good luck to them. Please hit that thumbs up button and share my videos with all your friends. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, it's just right there, not too far away, just right there by your head, man. Let's give it a little tap there, and thanks again for coming in. If you'd like to donate to TurnLeftTV, there's a button up in the banner of the channel to make a donation straight through PayPal. Thanks to everybody who comes out to watch here, and please bring your friends. There are more and more people what's going on here at TurnLeftTV, but also High Octane Racing League, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Looks like we're going to be going to qualifications here in about 4 minutes or so. Well, the schedule here in the Saturday Night Thunder next week will be at Phoenix International, 200-lap race there. Atlanta Motor Speedway coming up on March the 13th, 150 laps in that great track. Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, 3 short tracks in a row starting on 20 March. Talladega Superspeed on April the 10th, and at Kansas Motor Speedway finishing out the season on April the 17th. So a great season here in the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way. Thanks so much for coming out. This is going to be a great race here tonight. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you got an rFactor 2 server not serving your needs, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a chance. We got all of our servers are through Elite Hosting USA, and they do a great job, man. We get really good fields and great connection. So I think EliteHostingUSA.com would be a great choice for your rFactor 2 server. Coming up on Friday, March the 5th, the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series will be back in action. 150 laps at Martinsville. Race number 7 of that season, 2021 Season 1. And some more short track action headed your way in the Bushwhacker Series. And last night's race at Richmond was fantastic. So I would imagine this race will not disappoint. You don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, March the 5th. These guys got to get ready to go to qualifications here. Coming up on Saturday, March the 6th, we'll be back at it for the doubleheader. For the Saturday doubleheader here, starting it off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, will be the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Curitiba coming your way. Oh, what a fun track this is, man. It's going to be an exciting race, 50-minute race there. Be race number 4 of the season. And this is a very, very fun track. Excited about this, man. This is not one you traditionally see with GT3 cars, but I think it is a great one for GT3 cars and will not disappoint. So that's coming up live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, March the 6th. We'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Ed Palumbo headed into race number 3, has an 8-point lead over Paul Brown. Claudio Bardelli Jr. sits in the 3rd position. John Stanley 4th. Jim Willis in 5th. Lawrence Stoppelworth in the he tied with Reese Kennedy for the 6th position. Preston Hassel 8th. Tiago Gomez sits in the 9th position. Leon Ganare sits in the 10th position. So there's the top 10 in points coming into tonight's race. Last week's winner was Ed Palumbo. Gets 2 in a row here, so he started off this season with 2 big wins, and very fun race it was last week at Palm Springs Homestead. And Ed Palumbo outlasted the competition to go in 2 in a row, and guys are wondering, hey man, is this guy going to make it 3 in a row here tonight? So I have a feeling they're going to have a say in the outcome here tonight, but the 54 on a roll right now in the Saturday Night Thunder Series. This guy had a little bit of a drought there as far as a winning drought, and is having some, I think, he even talked to me a little bit about some confidence issues, but 2 big wins here, and that's put him, giving that racing program a shot in its arm. So 54, Mellow Yellow Sponsor Machine gets a big win last week, so let's see if he can make it 3 in a row. Take a look at the qualification so far here. Claudio Bardelli Jr., 28.013 is the top time. Tim Lansbury out here on the track in the 82 Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Lansbury currently 3rd on the grid. 28.201. Good run for him so far. Lucas Simpsoner. 21 car here, actually showing that he's come out here in the 5X machine. I'm not sure why he's not in his own machine here, in own car. Oh, smacking the wall there is Lucas Simpsoner. Hard contact with the wall in that 21 car, so that is going to scrub off his qualification attempt. Looks like he'll be starting from back. Tough break there for him. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. His qualification attempt. Right now, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the top time. Gomez there with 28.858. Right now showing 13th on the grid in the 9X machine. It looks like Tiago Gomez will remain 13th on the grid. Jose Solis qualification attempt. Looks like Jose has qualified in the 8th position, or currently sits 8th. Qualification session. Chatters in here. Looks like Emmy Wallace coming in here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. James Cooper showing up early here, and he didn't have much to say. So good to see those folks in here. Boa noche, Claudio, and boa suerte. Emmy Wallace, you're enjoying your weekend. Second race here of the night. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. will be our pole sitter here tonight. So congratulations to him. DiaComics.com is your nerd headquarters. All things comic related. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's DiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. HiOctaneRacing.net. Been working on this website, man. I'm not much of a web author here, but been trying to do some stuff to improve the website. Please check it out. HiOctane Racing Sim Racing Headquarters, your sim racing experience. At HiOctaneRacing.net. Definitely enjoy my weekend. Always like that. Wake up, don't have anything to do, and just chill out. So, Paulo Chachalowski out here as well. Paulo says he couldn't be out here tonight because he's got personal things going on, but hope everything's okay, Paulo. A good buddy. Obrigado. So a couple minutes left here in the qualification session. Guys are actually in the driver's meeting right now. Everybody's run their laps in qualification. So checking our side-by-side views out. Looks like those are working okay. Again, thank you for coming in. Please help me out here at TurnLeftTV by going down into the description of this race here on YouTube and clicking on those links, especially that one over to the Pentatech website. Also, if you're interested in the server package there, you can click on the link and get straight over to the EliteHostingUSA.com website. And again, thank you for coming in. If you'd like to join our Discord, it is right there. That's the Discord address. If you're interested in doing some racing here at High Octane Racing League, we'd love to have you. And right here is the Heath Johnson 8278. That's my Discord address. If you'd like to get a hold of me, TurnLeftTV 7224. My other Discord address. If you'd like to contact me through Discord, you can follow me on Twitter at TurnLeftTV and Facebook at TurnLeftTV1. Guys have finally finished the qualification session. That's good news. we'll take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car qualifies in P1. Paul Brown second. John Stanley qualifies in the third position. Tim Lansbury fourth. Leon Ganari starts in the fifth position. Ed Palumbo sixth. Preston Hassel starts in the seventh position. Jose Solis will be a Reese Kennedy starts in the ninth position. Will Dunbar in the 88 starts in 10th. In the 11th position, Uvaldo Spindola. Gilmar Peixoto starts in the 12th position. Tiago Gomez starts in 13th. Johan Tavares will start in the 14th position. And Lucas Sintner starts in the 15th spot. Going to be a good race here, good field. So we just have a few minutes left to go here, about 6.5 minutes or so. In the warm-up session before we get this thing started. So again, thanks for coming in. Ed Palumbo has said good luck, drivers. Givaldo Linares in here, man. Good to see him in here. It's good to see Givaldo in here causing trouble. Yeah, I really think that this track is going to be one where you're going to have to stay up on the wheel here, because I think as the run goes on, depending on how hard you push your car here, I think the back end of this car is going to get loose here. The guys are going to really probably be loose off. Definitely something to think about there. And then also through the tri-oval area. I think that is an important area there, too, to think about as guys are coming off turn 4, getting through that tri-oval area. It can be a little tricky there trying to make some passes. Things just with the angling of the track through the tri-oval makes things a little tight. Kind of see what I'm saying, what I'm talking about here as we take a look at down there. So right there as they go through, and you're side by side through that tri-oval area, that can be a little dicey. And technically the width of the track doesn't get any tighter here, but just the way that you have to attack this tri-oval area does make that track a little tighter right there. About 4.5 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. Guys are getting their pit practice in, going out down pit lane. Definitely something you got to want to make sure you dial in there, especially if you have to pit under green. Valdo Spindola in the 1X machine right now with top time here in the warm-up session. Procedure Valdo Spindola, they're coming down pit lane. Getting some practice here pitting. It's pretty important there when you start thinking about trying to pit under green. It can be a little challenging. Looks like we got about 1.5 minutes left before we get the command to start the engines. All right, boys and girls, about that time, and we're going to get things going here. the Saturday Night Thunder. Should be a great race. Good, decent-sized field here. Race number 3 of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder Series is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 150 laps here tonight. And this is going to be a fun race, man. High speed, a lot of action here. Great side-by-side racing. And something that's going to be a challenging track here, too. And that always makes for a great race.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, race number 3. Here we go. Headed your way, boys and girls. Thanks so much for coming in, and here we go.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engines!
All right, the starting order tonight. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts on the pole in that 91 car. Paul Brown starts in second. John Stanley third. Tim Lansbury will start in the 4th position in the 82 car. Leon Ganari in the 5th position in the 32. Ed Palumbo is 6th. Preston Hassel 7th. Jose Solis will start in the 8th position. In 9th will be Reese Kennedy in the 80 car. The 88 of Will Dunbar starts in the 10th position. Givaldo Spindola in the 11th position in that 1X machine. Gilmar Peixoto in 3X starts 12th. Thiago Gomez in the 9X will start in the 13th position. Johan Tavares starts in the 14th position in that 36 car. And Lucas Simpner in the 21. He's actually shown in the 5X here, but he's in the 21 car here tonight. Will start in the 15th position. .150 laps here and a long race. Get settled in. Make sure you put yourself in a position in the end to be able to win this race. Giovanni Ganari in here rooting for who? Leone? All right, Claudio Bardelli Jr. going to lead the field here to take the green flag. So here we go. Pace car is off.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Boogity, 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 boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
All right, we're off here into turn 1. Claudio Bardelli Jr., good run there for him. A good start. Got to a little bit of a lead there as they come off turn 2 down the backstretch. Already got one in the wall, it looks like. Peixoto might have had a little trouble there coming around. Turn 4 here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Leading. Oh, we got a yellow flag, I think.
Yellow.
Yellow flag. Somebody got a little bit of a wreck there. Somebody might have warped. Okay, it looks like they're going to do a restart here because somebody had warped at the start, or coming off turn 4 and caused a big accident there. So I think it was the race leader, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to give this another go at it, which is the luxury that we have. I think we don't definitely make a habit of this, but we're going to do a little restart here. Unfortunately, things like that happen. So Will Dunbar got taken out. Paul Brown got taken out, I believe. Looked like Claudio Bardelli Jr., heavy damage for him. He had warped, so going to do this again. A little restart. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car looked like he might have warped a little bit on that start. So they did not take the the first lap. They did not finish the first lap here. So we're going to go ahead and do a restart so these guys get a good start, good clean start here. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. And don't forget about our starting order here, as Bardelli Jr. will lead the field here to take the green flag. Paul Brown second, John Stanley third, Tim Lansbury fourth. The Leon Ganari in the fifth position. Ed Palumbo sixth, Preston Hassel seventh. Jose Solis will start in a ninth position. Will be the 80 of Reese Kennedy. Will Dunbar in the 88 will start 10th. Givaldo Spindol 11th. Gilmar Peixoto starts in the 3X machine in 12th. In 13th, Thiago Gomez. Johan Tavares starts in the 14th position. 15th is Luca Senfner. That's our starting order. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you? We'll see if we can't get it done right this time. In 150 laps here at Vegas, Las Vegas is a very fun track. As you saw there, a really, really high speed, and there is some room to race here. What we hope to see here tonight is a lot of green flag runs. Get some green flag pit stops in. Pace car is in. Here we go. Start number 2.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Like Paul Brown there, a little bit more ready for that start there, as gets a good start there on the outside line, giving Claudio Bardelli Jr. a little bit of a run here. Everybody clean that time off of turn 2, coming through turns 3 and 4. Bardelli Jr. the leader, 70 of Paul Brown in the second position. Good tight battle here, man, in the John Stanley there running in third. He's just ahead of the 82, Tim Lansbury. On board here with John Stanley in the 12 car as he's running in P3. Getting a good run here. You see how you can use these this outside groove. The inside works as well, but man, you got to play some protection, little defense here on that backside there, as you see Tim Lansbury in the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Breathing down that 12 car. Backside of that 12 car. Take a look at that Tim Lansbury machine, the 82. Coming off turn 4, down the front stretch. Got that 54, Ed Palumbo peeking on the bottom side here. Paul Brown, a new race leader here. Take a look at this pass. Paul Brown on the bottom side, getting by Claudio Bardelli Jr., so using that bottom lane. And again, I think you're going to see maybe 2 wide, even 3 wide on occasion through the turns. Ed Palumbo here trying to get around Jose Solis. Jose down on the bottom side. And Palumbo in the 54 car trying to get around on the outside line, as Jose in that 5X machine down on the bottom line. So good side-by-side racing there. Really got to set up that pass to be able to pull it off. John Stanley here looking very racy right now. He's up on the outside line. He's got a little help here from the 82, Tim Lansbury. A little bit of a push here, draft. Also the 54 up there too. John Stanley pulling off that pass, now moves up to the second position. So this 12 car, Stanley Tools sponsored machine, looking pretty racy here early on. I'll tell you what, man, looking out of the back of his machine, that draft, I think it's going to help the 82, Tim Lansbury, as he's going to the outside, and he's going to get by as well. Hey, what, man, Bardelli Jr. better figure it out here. He's starting to lose positions. The 54 car getting around him. A good fight here between Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Ed Palumbo. Side-by-side action right there between the two of those guys. In that 54 car, I think he's going to end up winning out on this one. He does. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. is going to have to figure out a way to drive in that second lane. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. Right now running in the 7th position. Thomas Goldholm here joining us in the chat session. Good to see Thomas out here. I'd like to see him out in the star car. It's going to mouth off to you a little bit on the in the Discord channel when I ask you guys if you're racing endurance series. I don't know if you were practicing or actually involved in the race or whatever, but I was going to run my mouth a little bit and I chickened out. 27, Preston Hassel looking on the bottom side here as he's trying to get through. So good racing there between he and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr., remember, a pole setter, he has dropped to the back, and he's gone up to that high line there, but right now something a little bit of a miss with that setup that Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car is going to have to figure out. Preston Hassel now running in P6. Now to the front of his machine. Jose Solis just ahead in the 5th position. John Stanley also up there. So John Stanley's lost, given back up a couple positions as Tim Lansbury's moved up to the 2nd position. John Stanley, Jose Solis, that got tight right there. Looking out of the front of Preston Hassel's machine. And John Stanley scrubbing off a little bit of speed here. I don't know whether he's got some damage or what, but scrubbing off a little bit of speed, and he's going backwards right now. And that got crazy. John Stanley almost got in the wall. Just a little bit later, I believe, as John Stanley, just a little bit earlier than that, John Stanley was up in the wall. Take a look here. This is side by side right there, and then John Stanley drifted way out there. Almost gets into the wall coming off the turn, and 12 car lucky to hang on to that thing. Hey, what, man, Jose Solis and Ed Palumbo here having a battle. Jose going down to the bottom side again. He tried that a little bit earlier. You see Ed Palumbo using that outside line. He did not want to give up that position. It was side by side, the 54 and the 5X. Ed Palumbo and Jose Solis battling it out. Looks like Ed Palumbo's going to reclaim that position. So it looks like that outside line is really that place to be, as you can get a good run off the turn. Take a look at the 32, Leon Ganari. Right now running in the 9th position in that Mustang. This guy's kind of new to sim racing, and excited to see him out. Having a pretty good run here, running in the top 10. Lucas Simpner in the 21 car. Here battling the Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Look up on that outside line. Thiago Gomez running in the 13th position. Preston Hassel here working on this outside of Jose Solis. And Preston's figured it out, that Twix-sponsored Mustang. This outside line is really the place to be. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, but you're going to go down to that middle line or that low lane, and you're going to have to sacrifice corner exit speed. May have a little bit more speed in the entry of the corner when you're going down to the bottom side, but you eventually scrub it off as you come off the turn. So guys that can really brave running up on the outside line there near the wall are the ones that are going to be at an advantage here. Thiago Gomez getting by Jomar Peixoto, taking over the 12th position. So Jomar now falling back to 13th. Johan Tavares in the 36 car running in the 15th position. Right now trying to figure out how this car is going to handle here. I think he's having some problems just a little bit. Right now running in P15. Got a little bit of work to do. Hopefully get some adjustments made in the pit stop to get back out there up front. Paul Brown in the 70 is the race leader. Behind him is Tim Lansbury in the 82 car. And Palumbo is in third, Preston Hassel fourth, Jose Solis in the 5th position. With the 70 of Paul Brown leading the field here in this Mountain Dew sponsored machine. Gio in the chat session, he's mad he was unable to make it for the race. He just got home, couldn't make it for the race. Oh no, you're going to have to quit your job, man. Good to see you out, though. This is the second best, though. If you can't be here, then hopefully get to watch it and cheer on your favorite driver, and also join us in the chat, which is exactly what you're doing. So glad to see we got that part out of you anyway. Reese Kennedy, haven't talked too much about him. He's in that 80 car, that Hooters sponsored machine. Down on the bottom line here, racing John Stanley. A good battle between John Stanley, Reese Kennedy, the 80 versus the 12. A couple Camaros here battling it out. So the 80 of Reese Kennedy now moves up to the 6th position. Reese looking pretty racy here in the black number 80 Hooters sponsored machine. Lucas Sinfner in the 21 car here looking on the outside line of Gilmar Peixoto, trying to make a pass. Luca in that 21 has decided he's going to try this outside line, and it looks like that's going to work for him. So it looks like he's picking up P13. Got to think that Luca's probably doing that fuel save strategy. He figures we're probably going to see some long green flag runs here, and I think he's figured out that a few times here this fuel saving strategy has really worked pretty well for him. So that may be his go-to for a lot of these tracks. Will Dunbar and Givaldo Spindola here battling it out. Givaldo up on the outside line. Will Dunbar in the 88 down on the inside line. We've got a mess of cars right here. Will Dunbar out of the back of his car. Lucas Simpner here looking pretty racy in the 21. Thiago Gomez back there as well. Luca up on the high side, so they're starting to look around and maybe try to make a pass here, looking out of the side of Will Dunbar's machine at that 21 going by, and he's going to try to get 2 here. So he's getting a heck of a run coming off the turn, and he's going to pick up 2 spots as Will Dunbar here is going to try to get by on the outside line in the 88. Givaldo Spindola in the 1X machine down on the bottom line. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine also in this mix. Oh, the 32 coming off the turn, it smacks the wall. Did you see that, man? He came off the turn and hit the wall. So the 32 car, Leon Ganare, makes contact with the wall. So he's got some right side damage he's going to be dealing with now. That's going to make that car tight. Definitely going to throw off your rhythm. So now Lucas Simpner trying to pick up another spot now, having to fight that 32 car. Looks like he gets a good run here coming off the turn, so Luca continuing to move forward. And Leon getting up into the wall again. So this car, again, tight. He's way up the track. So this thing starting to not handle very well for him, the 32 car. Definitely see, even with the handling issue, but going down to the bottom side there is really not the place to be. So Leon there hangs on, but Will Dunbar trying to figure it out. And up on the outside line here, he's getting a run on the 32. So he wants to try to go up to that outside line and maybe try to make a pass here if he's going to get by in this Ford Mustang. Paul Brown continuing to lead. Ed Palumbo making a pass here earlier here. We'll take a look at this pass. 54 getting by the 82. Skyline Chili Ford Mustang up on the outside line as this mellow yellow Camaro makes this pass and moves to P2. 82 now falling back there as Preston Hassel ends up getting him as well. So 82 Tim Lansbury now back to the 4th position as you see Preston Hassel getting by on the bottom line. So Preston Hassel up to the 3rd position. Reese Canaday here starting to, Jose Solis makes some contact. That 5X machine makes contact with the wall. He was way up the track. And Reese Canaday slips through there. We'll take a look out of the front here. This is a replay as you see that 5X. Smacking the wall right there. And Reese Canaday getting by on the inside, making that pass. Jose now dropping back to the 6th position. Reese Canaday now up to 5th. These guys now starting to put some guys a lap down here as looks like Johan Tavares now is 1 lap down. Tavares going to be in a little bit of a hornet's nest here for a while as these guys are trying to get around, so they're going to have to pick their spots on trying to make a pass. I know you may scrub off some speed waiting a little bit, but it's better than trying to make it in a kind of a dangerous part of the track. But Johan does a good job there staying up out of the way as these guys are trying to get by. Jose Solis here trying to get by. John Stanley also trying to get by. These guys racing side by side. John Stanley going down to the bottom line. That may end up being something that's not good for him because that 36 car slides up the track and that ends up and open the door for the 12 car. 36 up in the wall there. And the 12 slips through. The 5X lucky to have gotten through as well. Oh, my heavens. Take a look at Givaldo Spindola here in the 1X machine. Right now, Givaldo running in the 12th position. Just behind him, Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Dora Child says he is going to go with Tim Lansbury to win the race tonight. That he is thirsty for a win. Sounds like a beer joke. I don't know, man. He's a Skyline Chili guy. Wouldn't you say Paul Brown running the Mountain Dew car would be thirsty for the win? How about hungry for the win? There we go. That fits the Skyline Chili theme for the 82 car. So there's Zora Child's pick to win this race. I didn't pick somebody to win this race. I think I'm going to go with the 27 car. Preston Hassel. Right now running in 3rd. That's my guy to win this race today. Like Reese Canaday here moving forward now up to the 4th position. Still looking pretty racy. The Skyline Chili Ford Mustang now back to 5th as Reese Canaday pulls off that pass. Take a look at the pass here by Reese Canaday as he drops down to the bottom line and pulls off that pass in the 80 car, getting by the 82. Now the 82, Tim Lansbury, finds himself in the 5th position. Luca Simpner here is closed in on our pole sitter, Claudio Pardelli Jr. And Luca going up to the outside line, making that pass now up to the 8th position. We've got some guys coming down pit lane, I believe. John Stanley here continuing to move forward in the 12 car. So he's, remember, he got up to the 2nd position, kind of fell back, but now moving back forward here. So Johan Tavares on pit lane, it looks like. So green flag pit stops underway as Johan Tavares on pit lane. Take a look at John Stanley in the 9 car. He's been the 9th place car in the 12. So, some guys coming down pit lane. Tavares starting the onslaught of pit stops out here on lap 38. Johan finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Our race leader now is the 54 of Ed Palumbo as we have more pit stops underway. Will Dunbar, Leon Ganare, Jose Solis all on pit lane now. Jose Solis taking some service. Ed Palumbo continuing to lead, getting at those points. Very, very important points. Preston Hassel shown in 2nd. Paul Brown is 3rd. So green flag pit stops underway. Jomar Peixoto on pit lane. So Jomar on pit lane now as he misses his pit stall. He has to back up and pit that car. So he missed his pit stall. That's going to cost him some valuable time here as we see Ed Palumbo leading the field. Still not making that pit stop. He might be trying to play that Luca Simpner game, and that is to stay out, work on fuel mileage, and win this thing on fuel mileage. So again, as he figures out if he could probably stretch this out to lap 50, and that puts him in making one more pit stop, and he might be able to make it to the end just on 2 pit stops. We'll see how that goes for the Mellow Yellow sponsored machine. The Jomar Peixoto finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Ed Palumbo continuing to lead as Preston Hassel closing in on him in the 27 car. Paul Brown running in the 3rd position. Now Paul might be saving some gas there too, and that might be his plan. Preston Hassel looking very racy as well. So none of those guys have come down pit lane to take service, and Preston Hassel here starting to look a little racy as 54 Ed Palumbo really working that outside line. We got a heck of a mess back here. Will Dunbar. Oh! Oh, up the track. Will Dunbar up the track there. Boy, I'm not sure what happened there. I think he just got spooked, but we have got a mess going on right here. Givaldo Spindola up in the wall in the 1X machine. Look at this absolute mess. This is a parking lot right now. Absolute parking lot. Will Dunbar trying to figure out how he's going to get around here. He has smacked the wall, so he's got some damage. The 32 is sideways. Gets down onto the apron there. That car is sideways. He was drifting it. So this is getting crazy. '88 trying to weave his way through traffic. My heavens, man, that got crazy. That was a little hairy there, wasn't it? All these guys lap down. Look at this. This is a little bit of a mess here as the 82, the 36, the 12, the 1X all racing for position. There are 3 wide here. Something's going to have to give. Not sure that's going to work coming off the turn. 82, Tim Lansbury way up the track. The 1X smacking the wall again. This 1X car, Givaldo Spindola having a rough time right now. He's hit the wall twice, and he's going to have some pretty significant damage. There's more contact, so he's going to have to come down pit lane and get some service done on that machine. He's going to be dropping parts everywhere. Lucas Simpner here running late in this run here. He is starting to show some strength now. Remember, he laid in the back, around in the back here, and really saved his stuff, but he's starting to show some strength here now, moving up to P2, and he's going to look at P1 here. We're actually looking at a little bit of a, here you go, Lucas Simpner going down to the bottom side here, and he's going to take the lead away from the 27, Preston Hassel. So Luca now moving up to P1. Preston Hassel in second. I have to think that Givaldo Spindola is going to have to come down to pit lane, man. He has made some really, really hard contact with the wall. There's more contact. That thing is not handling right for him. You see the 80, Reese Candidate coming down pit lane. That Hooters sponsor machine here on lap 50. Luca on old tires. You see those guys have made pit stops going around him, and Luca way up the track, man. He almost got into the wall. We've been caution-free. Tough track to drive here in these stock cars, and Luca Simpner is winning this race right now. Preston Hassel in second, Ed Palumbo third, Paul Brown in the 4th position. We'll take a look at Paul Brown. It looks like Paul Brown coming down pit lane here. I take that back. That's Ed Palumbo on pit lane. Paul Brown indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane next time by. So the 54, Ed Palumbo, coming down pit lane here on lap 51. Lucas Simpner indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane as well. So full range of pit stops happening here. Paul Brown pretty late in this pit sequence coming down pit lane in the 70 car. Giving up the 4th position. Lucas Simpner indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So it does look like he is slowing up, getting off the track there, down on the apron of the track to come down pit lane. So 21, our race leader, making a pit stop. That's going to give, I think, the race lead to the 82, Tim Lansbury. Tim Lansbury in the 82, the new race leader in the 82, is indicating he's going to come down pit lane here. So he wanted to get that lap led and get those 5 bonus points. I guess it'd be 1 bonus point in the stock cars. It's Tim Lansbury coming down pit lane. Jose Solis, the 5X machine, probably will assume the lead here. We'll see. Not hearing anything out of him so far. He is way up the track right there using that outside line. He's good at that, man. I tell you, as soon as the first race out, he came out. He was really, really, I can't remember where it was. I It might have been Palm Springs, but was doing an excellent job using the outside line and really being very racy. And I would suggest to you that he's got a lot of experience, not only from iRacing but now in rFactor 2, of running out of the groove there, running up in the outside line or down, way down in the inside line, definitely in traffic. It seemed like that outside line was someplace he was really, really comfortable with. So Jose Solis in the 5X machine is the race leader. Thiago Gomez is in second. John Stanley third. Ed Palumbo is in fourth. Reese Kennedy has retired his machine. He's disconnected. Not sure what's going on with Reese Kennedy. Look at that, Jose Solis. Oh, Jose there up in the outside line and does make contact with the wall. I said that's the risk of running that outside line, especially late in the run. They can get really, really skatey on you, especially coming off the turn. You can see right there, he's really close to the wall. He makes contact, so you're going to kind of hit that safer barrier as you come off the turn. Pokes out just a little bit more, and he made contact with the wall. So the 5X machine right there, you see right there where it kind of pokes out, that makes it a little tighter. And we could use that extra 10 inches or so, maybe foot. John Stanley running in P2. That's Stanley Tools sponsor machine. Thiago Gomez is in third. Now Thiago indicating he's coming down pit lane, so it does look like the 9X machine. Thiago Gomez giving up that position to come down pit lane. And Palumbo now back to P3 of that mellow yellow sponsor machine. Caution free, 58 laps in. As Jose Solis looks like he was drifting around that turn. So Jose Solis is sideways coming around the turn. He may be really, really stretching this. On board here with Jose Solis. Watch him counter steer around here, around this last turn here. You see this car is wanting to skate around. He's right there counter steering. See right there, counter steering. That thing is crazy loose. My heavens, man, how in the heck is he racing that car? Only a matter of time, I think. 90 laps to go. Only a matter of time here. If he's not careful, he's going to end up spinning this car out. So Jose Solis is the race leader. And I'll tell you what, man, there's a... Oh, that guy's sideways. Holy smokes. That guy is sideways. Watch this. This is your heart jumping out of your chest each time by it. My heart's jumping out of my chest just watching it. What I was going to say is there's a fine line between staying, pitting too early and staying out too late. Really, there's a fine line here, and I think Jose really running this car a long way may end up hurting him because, he's really giving up time right now. John Stanley 2.2 seconds back. The rest of these guys have made pit stops here, and they're starting to close that gap to the 32. Now starting to look below that 5X machine. So 32, Leon Ganare here as the 5X is sideways, and you see he gets into the wall right there. And he was absolutely sideways. Now that's going to cost him some time. 1.7 is the gap now between he and John Stanley. John Stanley's definitely got to be looking at that out of the front of his car. Take a look at John Stanley's machine just ahead is the race leader. Jose Solis. He's going to end up seeing this entire left side door. Jose there sort of, there you go. You see it right there. I saw it. As John Stanley now has a good run, as Jose Solis is absolutely loose. That car is on ice right now, especially coming off the turn. The 5X, the race leaders, now got some challenge here with the 12 car. John Stanley's got to be, I'm not sure I'd be going up to the high side here, but right there, you see why. There's why. You don't want to go to the high side. It's because that right there, you're going to end up, and Tim Lansbury slipping through. As John Stanley finally gets by, but did you see that? I'm just saying I would not go to the high side here as loose as he's been. Of course, he probably didn't know that as you see Givaldo Spindola getting by as well, and I can't believe Jose Solis is staying out here this long. Let's take a look at that. Take a look here as, we missed that a little bit there. Take a look at this again. Let's jump back just a little bit here. This is going to be quite a bit back here, I think. And that is quite a bit behind. We'll just do it this way. I hate doing it this way. See right here, watch this. Jose Solis gets a little drifty right there, trying to hang on to this thing. Slides up in the way of John Stanley. John Stanley gets into the back of him right there. And, man, he gets down off the track. Ends up making this pass, but, boy, I tell you what, that'll make you swallow your tongue there. The 12 of John Stanley, that is the race leader here. Holy smokes. Jose Solis, I got to think he's going to be coming down pit lane here soon, man. This is just crazy. I can't believe he's staying out this long. See, he is up on the wall again. He's just continuing to beat up on his car. John Stanley here now rolling up on the 1X of Givaldo Spindola. My heavens, man. Well, that's Stanley Tools sponsor machine leading the race. Tim Lansbury having a battle here with Leon Ganare here up on the outside line. 82 goes up there and going to try to get around this 32 car. This is going to be for the 9th position. Tim Lansbury in the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang ends up picking up P9. Leon drops back to the 10th position. We'll go back to live feed here. John Stanley, the race leader. Ed Palumbo is in second. Jose Solis in the 3rd position now. Lucas Simpner in 4th. Paul Brown 5th. Take a look at this pass here. Ed Palumbo getting by the 5X machine down on the bottom line. Taking over 2nd position. Take a look at Paul Brown here running in the 4th position. Starting to close in on P3, so good battle here between the 70 of Paul Brown and the 21, Lucas Simpner. So good battling here as Paul Brown and the Mountain Dew sponsor machine running in P4. Lucas Simpner in 3rd. Remember, we saw that 21 car really kind of saving the stuff here early in the race, and we'll see how that works out for him. Is he going to be able to continue that strategy? Jose Solis, they're finally coming down pit lane. My heavens. He had an interesting run there on board here with Jose Solis as he makes his pit stop. That thing is going to probably be on pit lane a little bit because I think he's going to have some right side damage. He was beating that thing to death and be interesting to kind of see how long his pit stop's going to be. Looks like he's finished up his pit stop there pretty fast. So very surprising. He did not take very long on pit lane at all, unless he decided not to fix any of that damage. Ed Palumbo there now battling John Stanley. As Jose Solis coming back out on track. John Stanley, I take that back, is in a little bit of a parking lot right now as the 32's down below him, and 1X by Givaldo Spindola just ahead running in the 12th position. So we got some lap traffic here. Oh no. Looks like Jose Solis is coming back down pit lane. He has got a speeding penalty, I believe, in this 5X machine. So Jose Solis made that pit stop and now has to do a drive-through because he sped down pit lane. Oh, devastating. Got a new race leader here. We'll take a look at the replay here as Luca Sinfner here making this pass on the outside of John Stanley. 21 to the race lead. The Givaldo Spindola up there in the wall, so this is a little interesting right now. Got a very, very heavy traffic. Paul Brown coming down pit lane, I believe. So, actually, I take that back. That's Ed Palumbo making a pit stop. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here running in the 7th position. We have been 78 laps of caution-free racing. Just past halfway. Lucas Sinfner is the race lead. Preston Hassel second. John Stanley third. Paul Brown is fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in fifth. Ed Palumbo down pit lane here, making his second pit stop. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. He's up on the high side here of the 1X at Givaldo Spindola. Making that pass. Wouldn't this be a huge win for the 27 car? This team here, this Twix sponsored machine, loves racing, man. He does a lot of setup work for us. Really gets out here, checks the servers early in the week. Gives me some reports here if things need to be changed or whatever, but does a great job with his leadership here at HORL. So Preston Hassel right now having a pretty good night here, running in the 2nd position. Paul Brown here running in 3rd in this 70 car. Having a pretty good night. Yeah, probably not the exact night that he would thought he would have here, but right now the race is not over, man. You got to expect to see this 70 car vying for the race lead. He's about 4 seconds off the pace right now with 70 laps to go. John Stanley, another guy here having a pretty good night here, running in the 12th car in 4th. That Stanley Tools sponsor machine. So looking pretty solid here for John Stanley so far. '88, Will Dunbar here running in the 7th position. He is the first car 1 lap down, so he's in that lucky dog position at Dale's sponsor machine. 27, Preston Hassel up on the outside line. Going to get by, so kind of ran up on him a little bit fast there and had to get out of the gas, but does get around him on the outside line. So Preston now giving up a little bit of speed here, tripping off a little bit of speed. We're on board here with the 88. I think that car is tight there coming off the turn. He was really turning that wheel, so tightening up here a little bit as the 70 car and the 27 here pretty close together. This is P2, P3. Paul Brown now in the 3rd position. John Stanley in 4th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in 5th. Paul Brown here looks to be a little bit faster than this 27 right now. Good battle here between the two of these guys. Coming off turn 4 down the front stretch. Both these guys about 5.5 seconds or so off the race lead. Lucas Simpner right now is the class of the field at a good 5.5 second lead over P2. John Stanley indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here. Give you an idea of what it's like to get on pit lane. Here's John Stanley coming down off the track. Easy place to speed. You want to try to get as much speed as you can there before you get to that timing line, but you got to make sure that car is 2 pace speed or you get caught speeding like Jose Solis, unfortunately for him, got caught speeding. Now that slow, arduous journey down pit lane under green. Tim Lansbury here in the 82 car, now running in P5. The guys are making their 2nd green flag pit stop. John Stanley finishing up that pit stop now, coming back out on track as we watching Tim Lansbury in that left frame. Tim Lansbury running in the 5th position. Now John Stanley rejoining the racing surface, shown in the 8th spot. Take a look at Tiago Gomez here in the 9X machine having a little battle with John Stanley. Tiago right now running in the 8th position. Good to see Tiago get his car in the car set. Some of these guys, these regulars, really be excited to see those guys get me some paint schemes. We'll get them in the car sets for them. And the 9X now running in the 8th position. A pretty quiet night here for Tiago. Running in the 9th position is the 5X of Jose Solis. Jose is 2 laps down. Remember, he had that speeding penalty. I mean, that run that he had when he was up front, he was just, I think, my opinion was he probably stayed out a little bit too long. That thing was absolutely just, crazy loose, even in the highline. So those tires were worn out. He came down pit lane, pitted with a little bit too much speed and had to come back down for a drive-through penalty. So now he's a little bit behind the 8-ball, running in the 9th position, 2 laps down. I think Givaldo Spindola might have gotten a speeding penalty as well, so he might have to come back down pit lane. Oh, we got a yellow flag here. We have got a yellow flag as Spindola looked like he was going to serve his penalty. The first yellow flag of the night with 60 laps to go. Lucas Sinfiner in the 5X machine, the race leader. So first caution flag here on lap 91. Pretty good run there. Green flag run, 91 laps of green flag. So first caution flag sort of reset, and the lucky dog will go to Tim Lansbury. That's good news for him, I believe. We'll take a look and see what happened here. As 36, Johan Tavares, he makes contact with the wall, spins across the track, and a little bit of contact with the inside wall, but Yeah, he made the contact here. Watch this. He gets up the track there just a little bit. He's going to run out of room. Just going to run out of room right here and smack the wall and then come across the track. And unfortunately not in traffic at that time, but then making contact with that inside wall. So, man, they're not too bad. They're getting that thing pointed in the right direction here. But going on board here with him is, again, he's just going to run out of room right there. Just thing will not turn as he's coming off the off turn 2. We go back to live here, and I suggest you we're probably going to see some pit stops here happening as Lucas Sinfner is the race leader. So first caution flag of the night. Lap 91. Single car incident. And that's going to change things a little bit. Tim Lansbury, I believe, has gotten that lucky dog now driving him back around, so good news for him. Don't forget, coming up next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Curitiba. That's right, in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. What a great, great Brazilian track. Love this road course. Very, very fun. And I'm excited to see these GT3 drivers out on this track and competing. It's going to be a madhouse, man. This is going to be just flat-out intensity. And it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, March the 6th, in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Wow, man, that was an interesting little run there. Thanks so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV. And, man, what a good run here. 91 laps, a green flag. And then now we got our first yellow flag coming down pit lane. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I encourage you to do so. Please hit the thumbs up button and let me know you were here. And good to see everybody out here watching the broadcast tonight. Late Saturday night here run. And I appreciate you spending a little time here at TurnLeftTV. So we got a good race here for you, I'm sure, and it's been great so far. Very interesting, very racy track, and we got our first caution flag and pit stops underway. Preston Hassel on pit lane here, taking some service. Paul Brown on pit lane. Some of these guys here might be waiting a little bit before they come down pit lane. This is a little interesting. There's some strategy happening here. Little strategy happening out of some of these guys, so not too many takers right now in that pit sequence. You see Claudio Bardelli Jr. Coming back out on track. Now, Tim Lansbury is shown as the race leader, and I would suggest to you he's going to be coming down pit lane here since he was the lucky dog. Coming up on Friday, March the 5th, the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. 150 laps from Martinsville. You're talking about beating and banging around. Some tempers flaring. Might not be any sheet metal left on these cars by the time this race is over on Friday. So it's race number 7 in the first season of 2021. Martinsville Speedway. There's short track action headed your way in the Bushwhacker Series and live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, March the 5th. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Perfect for rFactor 2. 3 pre-packaged plans for you to choose from. Self-managed servers for rFactor 2. Great service. Great connections. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Now, interesting little twist here is we've got some guys that are sort of off sequence here a little bit. Looks like we might have some guys that are sort of on the tail end of the lead lap. Ed Palumbo, John Stanley, Tiago Gomez. I think those guys are going to get wave arounds since they already pitted and were technically a lap down here, so, or at least came out on almost a lap down. We see, interesting to see how this works out. We're definitely going to see some guys, I think, take wave rounds here. We are getting the one to go. So our wave around cars coming around. I believe Ed Palumbo, one of those wave around cars. John Stanley, one of those wave around cars coming around. Downside for them is they're going to be on a little bit older tires than some of these guys that were able to pit under green. Under the caution flag. And they're going to have a little less fuel too. But remember, they weren't out on track very long before the pit stop happened, or the caution flag happened. So Jose Solis has retired his machine. Not really sure what happened to him. Maybe he decided with that 2-lap down situation that it was a little bit too much for him, so he's retired his machine. Hate to see that out of Jose. So the one to go here, as looks like Luca Sinfner has decided to take that outside line there, and Paul Brown will start in the second position down on the inside line. So I think we're going green. Here we go. Pace car is in.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. As Luca gets a good start there to 70 of Paul Brown in second. Tucks in behind him. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the third position. Preston Hassel is fourth. Ed Palumbo is fifth. Coming off the turn, and Luca Sinfner and Paul Brown here battling now. Paul Brown down to the bottom line. Luca up on the outside line. And looks like Paul Brown's going to take the race lead as Luca Sinfner now back to the second position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in third. Take a look at Claudio here in the 91 car running in P3. Preston Hassel here starting to look on the bottom side as well. Well, Bardelli Jr. now on the bottom side here trying to maybe get around Lucas Sinfner. So this is pretty wild right now, looking out of the back of Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s machine as he is battling Lucas Sinfner right now. I see Luca up on the outside line, and Claudio going to make this pass. Well, he's looking pretty racy here on this bottom line. So good run for Claudio Bardelli Jr. As we're watching him in his car. Got to learn how to fly my drone a little bit better. So Claudio up to P2. Lucas Sinfner back to P3. Trackside view here of Preston Hassel. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, little slide job there from Preston Hassel to gain that spot. So Luca now back to the fourth position as Preston Hassel here starting to show some muscle. His Twix sponsor machine, he is running in P3 now. Johan Tavares and here in the 36 car running in the 13th position. He's wanting to try to crack that top 10. This battle here, John Stanley, Ed Palumbo here battling it out down the front stretch. 12 of John Stanley going down to the bottom side here in that Stanley Tool sponsor machine. Getting by the mellow yellow sponsor machine of Ed Palumbo.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag. As Paul Brown in the 70 car will catch that caution flag. we'll see what happened here as Paul Brown tucks in behind the pace car. Got interesting there, man. I'll tell you what, it was a interesting, good, clean restart, but interesting mix. There was some guys taking wave rounds too. See what happened here, indicating that Thiago Gomez might have come around here. Oh man, he just gets up in the wall right there. That car just absolutely just caught the wall, and it grabbed onto his car and flipped it around. Watch this again. Oh, he hits that safer barrier right there. He gets that wall where it kind of sticks out right here. And he smacks this the wrong angle, and then it just grabs onto his car and flips it around right there. Yeah, just misjudged right there, and a little bit too close on the entry into that corner, and gets snagged by the wall and comes around. Single car incident there for the 9X machine. A tough break there for Thiago. So Thiago Gomez is going to have to get some repairs done to that machine. I don't think he's probably got a ton of damage on that. He really did not hit very hard, but he's definitely going to have both damage on both sides of the car because it did kind of flip him around.
Pit road will be open this time. Release that car.
But now I wonder how many of these guys are going to come down pit lane. I mean, they just made pit stops here, but I have a feeling fresh tires are what you're going to want to see here. It does look like we've got a lot of guys coming down pit lane. Paul Brown going to lead this field down pit lane, I believe. Could be doing a two-tire stop here. That'd be interesting. He's in that pit box for quite a while, but so it looks like he is going to be taking 4 tires. So Paul Brown, look at that. Tim Lansbury squirting out there and getting a little bit of a jump on that field. So he's going to take over the race lead. Tim Lansbury, the new race leader here in the 82 car. Paul Brown second. Lucas Simpsoner is in third. Preston Hassel fourth. So a second caution flag. Self-spin.
Pit road will be open this time.
Paul Brown second. Lucas Simpsoner is in third. Preston Hassel fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is fifth. Leon Canari coming down pit lane also in that 36 car. See him making his pit stop there to 32 and to 36, both on pit lane. 82, Tim Lansbury, after taking the race lead, now on pit lane. So he took the race lead there on the pit stop, now coming back down pit lane. So he might be playing a little cat and mouse game here with his strategy.
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
All right, looks like Paul Brown is the race leader, so the 3X machine probably getting a wave around here, it looks like. So Paul Brown in the 70 is going to start on the outside line. Lucas Sinfner in the second position. Going to start on that bottom line. Preston Hassel will start technically in the third position, the 27 car. 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. up on the outside line will start in fourth. ...106 laps in, 2 caution flags. 91 laps before our first caution flag. Very good racing here so far at Vegas. I knew we were going to have a good race here at Las Vegas. It's a fun track, very, very racy, and hard to, really a hard track to drive, and I think that makes for some great racing. All right, Paul Brown is going to lead the field to take the green flag this time by.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Lucas Sinfner gets a good start here on the inside line. Can he make it around the 70 car? So we into turn one, a little bit of a dash there, and it looks like we might have a car smoking there. It looks like the 32 car might have a overheating problem right now. Actually, it's the 36 car. Johan Tavares, I think, in the 36. That car is overheating. He might have too much tape on that thing. So the 82, Tim Lansbury, behind that car, so he's going to have to... That does not stop smoking. He's going to have to come down pit lane. Lucas Sinfner now back to the third position as Preston Hassel takes over second. And back behind Luca is the 12 of John Stanley, the 32, the 91, the 54. This is a mess right here. John Stanley getting into the wall right there. John Stanley making contact with the wall. He's up in the wall again. The 12 of John Stanley smacking the wall and losing some positions there. Take a look here. This is John Stanley. He is in a hornet's nest. Went off the turn. Okay right there for John. But look at that, man. Right there, the 91 down to the bottom line. And John Stanley smacking the wall coming into turn one. And then more contact with the wall as Ed Palumbo slips through. Watch this. On board here with Ed Palumbo. You see John Stanley get into the wall right there. And then Ed Palumbo slipping through, says they don't want to get by here in case there's an accident, and he makes it through. John Stanley straightens it up. Preston Hassel and Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling for the second position. Preston up on the outside line of that Twix sponsor machine. Looking out of the back of his car at the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Our pole setter running in P3. It's a matter of time, I think, for that 27 car before he gets a race win. And out of racing there for quite a number of years here, just this year got back in it, or this last year got back into racing, and been a huge learning curve, but he is starting to figure it out. John Stanley here now diving down to the bottom line, trying to gather his thoughts, get around this 54 car. Down on the bottom side, John Stanley making it work there as a good battle between he, Lucas Sinfner, and Ed Palumbo. The 12 of John Stanley figuring it out. Now in the fourth position. Back up here with Paul Brown, our race leader. Preston Hassel second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. third. So we got a 3-car breakaway here from the pack. John Stanley running in the 4th position. Tinfner in 5th. Ed Palumbo here. We'll take a look at him running in the 6th position. That mellow yellow sponsored machine.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Got a yellow flag here. Looks like Tavares might have come around. Some word that there might have been a spin there. Peixoto might have come around as well here. So yellow flag. As the 70 of Paul Brown takes this caution flag here on lap 115. Well, you know what? Just about the time they started winding it down here or getting this thing figured out, had a couple caution flags. Take a look and see what happened here. So, smacking the wall there and coming across and getting into Peixoto. Peixoto, hard contact into the inside wall, and he comes back across the track. So Yohan Tavares, the 36, really smacking the wall pretty hard here. Watch this. He's just going to run out of room coming off the turn. So in turn 2 here, and off the turn, smacking the wall, and he comes back across the track and gets in to the 3X machine, and then those guys hard into the inside wall. By heavens, man, that 3X machine just hit a ton. Take a look here on board here with Peixoto as he's going to get a whole lot of that 36 car, and those guys going straight, straight into the wall. Into 3X, more hard contact. I hope he's okay. And there's going to be an infield care center visit for him. So looks like Jomar Peixoto is going to have to go see the chiropractor. So back here to live.
Pit road will be open this time. Release that car.
Paul Brown coming down pit lane here. Givaldo Spindola is shown as the race leader. Coming up on Friday, we'll be back at it for another round with the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. Martinsville Speedway, 150 laps there. Race number 7 in the first season of 2021. I'm excited about this year, man. We have so much going on here at High Octane Racing League, but also with TurnLeftTV. At Martinsville Speedway, it's going to be a great one here in these big fields that we're getting in the Bushwhacker Series. It's race number 7, 150 laps at some classic short track, Martinsville Speedway. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on March the 5th. Then we're going to get back at it the next day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's right, Curitiba, a classic Brazilian road course in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Racing starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on March the 6th. And this is a fun track, and I'm very excited to see these GT3 cars tackle this course. I think you're going to see some really, really good, close, competitive racing here in the GT3 Series at this track. So you don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 is shown as the race leader here. Bardelli Jr., he's been very racy here today. John Stanley also, he's got that car in the second position. Paul Brown third. Lucas Sinfner is in fourth. Preston Hassel in the fifth position. It's lap 118, so we're starting to wind it down here. We're going to have about 30 laps to go when we go back to green. And, guys can make it the rest of the way, that's for sure. So assuming this goes back to the 9X taking the wave around there, that is Tiago Gomez taking the wave around. But you got to really wonder, what's the plan here? They can make it on fuel. They're going to have, obviously to push this car, and you're going to see the intensity level go up, but you're going to probably booger up the tires there a little bit, try to keep the fenders on this thing, and, be racy here at the end. I really think that, the 27 car has looked very solid here tonight. He's going to have to, be patient. I think his car is a little bit better on the longer run. The 91 seems to be a little bit better on the shorter run. John Stanley also better, I think, a little bit on the longer run. Lucas Sinfner, obviously, he's lights out there on the longer run. Paul Brown, he's been solid pretty much from start to the finish of a run. So it'll be interesting to see. I think he gave up a little bit of time there late in that first run, so we'll see how this car behaves. But that was a pretty long run here. We're going to be pretty much about a 31 lap shootout here toward the end. So a little bit of a dash. A little bit of a dash here to the end, assuming it stays green. Pace car is in, getting ready to go back green. Here we go. Claudio Bardelli Jr.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Off to a good start there, Bardelli Jr. Good start as the 12 drops back to the second position. Lucas Sinfner and the 70 of Paul Brown here battling it out. And it doesn't look like Leon Ganari. After those caution flags, it does look like that 32. I don't know what he's got going on there. He's got too much tape on that car or not, but he is definitely puffing some smoke here, so he's going to have to try to figure this out here. We'll give him another lap or so to see if this car stops smoking. Looking like a battle for the race lead, the 91 and the 12. Well, John Stanley looking like he wants to get to this race front here, and he's down on the bottom side, so John Stanley going to take the race lead. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to second. Paul Brown in third. Would this not be a huge win for that Stanley Tool sponsor machine? Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in second. Paul Brown in the third position. Take a look at Paul Brown here as he's got a run here down the front stretch. That 27 car there behind him of Preston Hassel. Again, he has looked very, very solid tonight. Ed Palumbo in the 54 running in P4. P5 is Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Ed Palumbo way up high there as Tim Lansbury starting to peek around on the low side. Lansbury kind of gives up there and backs off to keep from getting into the 54 car. Spindola, how about this run here for Givaldo Spindola here running in P7. Good run for him in 1X car. He definitely needs that, get a good run. We're starting to see some more overheating here. I think Tim Lansbury's car might be overheating. We'll take a look. It does look like that 82 is starting to puff a little smoke here. He might have turned up the tape on that a little bit too much here. We'll see. But the 82 is starting to puff a little smoke here. So Tim Lansbury gambling a little bit on tape. General rule is if they've got about a lap to get this figured out here, either it quits smoking or they're going to have to come down pit lane and take some tape off that car. John Stanley, the race leader. Bardelli Jr. is second. Paul Brown third. Preston Hassel fourth. Ed Palumbo is fifth. Ed Palumbo looks like he might be smoking as well. So Palumbo's figured his out. Lansbury looks like his car sort of intermittent smoke right now. So I'm give him another lap or so to sort of figure that out. And then we're going to have to come down pit lane if that is the case. That is not going to make that Skyline Chili team happy. John Stanley, the race leader. Looks like Tim Lansbury just cooled that car off a little bit. Now Paul Brown's car looks like it's puffing a little smoke here. So these guys gamble a little bit on tape here. Lansbury kind of figured that smoking problem out there with his car. Now we got another one here. 70. Paul Brown gambled a little bit on tape, and his car's starting to overheat a little bit. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 70 of Paul Brown here battling it out. Paul Brown here looks like he's got the clean air through the front of that car. Well, John Stanley continuing to lead here on lap 131. 20 laps to go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in second. Paul Brown is in third. Preston Hassel in the fourth position. Stanley looking solid here. He's at Vegas, man. A big win for Stanley would be, here at Vegas, would be a trophy to hang on that mantle. Some of these guys at Vegas gambling on tape. Take a look at Will Dunbar here in the 88 car running in the 10th position. Right now, Will is the first car one lap down, so he's in that lucky dog position if there is a caution flag. Looking pretty green here right now. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Last car on the lead lap here, 10 seconds back, running in the 10th or 9th position. Lucas Sinfiner in the 21 car. Right now running in P8. He's hoping to see this thing go green and maybe pick up a couple positions here. Look at this. We got a battle here as the 70 of Paul Brown going to the high side, and Preston Hassel slipping through right there. So Preston Hassel picking up P3. Marching toward the front is the 27 car. This car looking very, very racy. Look at this. Lucas Sinfiner in the 21. Trying to get around the 1X of Givaldo Spindola. We got a yellow flag here. So we got a yellow flag, as the 12 did not want to see that. I think he felt pretty comfortable where he was at. He was extending that lead. Bardelli Jr. second, Hassel third, Carl Brown fourth, Ed Palumbo is fifth. Some of these guys will come down here, and I think you're going to see some more guys add more tape here, judging from the situation we got here with green flags, laps left. So a caution flag as John Stanley picks up the pace car. See what happened here. So the 32 down on the apron there. I don't know if he was trying to come down pit lane, but he missed that and comes across the track. And, man, he got down pretty low up into the wall. And, man, what the heck happened there? I think he was trying to come down pit lane. He just caught too much speed right here. And I think it's out from underneath him, and he is on for a ride across the grass and up against the outside wall. So the 32 caution flag there for Leon Ganari. Again, looked like he was wanting to come down pit lane. I'm not sure. Maybe he was just a little bit too far down the track with a loose condition. Here, we'll go take a look at this again. Yeah, he does. Oh, man, he touched that flat part. Yeah, maybe not trying to pit. He just got off the track onto the apron, and it upset the balance of the car. And he comes across the track and smacks the wall there. So we're back to live. The caution flag, and that was the caution flag that Will Dunbar needed. He got the lucky dog. John Stanley, the race leader. Got to wonder if some of these guys are going to come down pit lane here. I would imagine they would. I mean, you're going to give up a little bit of track position potentially, but I personally would come down pit lane. I mean, that's just me. I like to have fresh tires on this car for a dash to the finish, and it does look like most guys are figuring that out. With John Stanley leading the field down pit lane. Will Dunbar now to the race lead, and he's got the lucky dog, so John Stanley coming back out off pit lane. Good battle right there. Off pit lane. Good clean pit stops there for these guys.
road will be open this time.
Will Dunbar, I think, is going to be making a pit stop this time by to take some service. John Stanley will be back to the race front. Claudio Bardelli Jr. right now in the 3rd position. Paul Brown 4th. Preston Hassel 5th. I want to thank you folks for coming out and watching the race here on TurnLeftTV. We've got going to get about 10 laps to go when we go back green, but always appreciate people coming out and watching the broadcast. So we had a busy day of racing. We had the GT3 series at 3 p.m. This afternoon, and then now back at it with the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. Again, please hit that thumbs up button. Thanks to all my friends that come in here and join the chat and watch the races, even if you kind of lurk and watch the races. Look, Gio here, Team Milka in the chat session. Good to see him in here, and definitely want to see him back on the track. Thomas Golom coming in here too. Giovanni Ganari also in here in the chat session earlier, so appreciate that participation. And again, thanks for coming in, and we got a mad dash to the finish here, about a 10-lap shootout, and hopefully it stays green. I think it's going to be cranking up the intensity level just a little bit here for this last little dash to the race finish. So again, thanks for coming in. Always appreciate people watching the races here at TurnLeftTV. I greatly appreciate that. I never take that for granted, and I'm really surprised anybody would come out and watch races here. When I first started, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I think I'm kind of figuring it out now. But again, thanks for coming in, and we got a good race here for you. We've had a great race here so far, and this is the Saturday Night Thunder. I see the 88 car on pit lane. So John Stanley has elected to go to the outside line, and I was saying the Saturday Night Thunder has been a great series here so far. This is race number 3 of the season. We waited a little while to get things sort of High Octane Racing League up and running and sort of figured out here as far as the Cup cars, but we are back at it for Saturday racing. Classic Saturday Cup Series racing in the Saturday Night Thunder. This is a very storied program here at High Octane Racing League. So I know a lot of guys were very excited about getting these Cup cars back in action, and I am excited about what we've got going on here at High Octane Racing League. Right now 3 series, and looking to be able to expand to even more. I know some guys are really itching to get that IndyCar series back rolling, so we'll hopefully be able to get that back very soon as well. So some great stuff going on here at High Octane Racing League. We're going green this time by, I believe. The pace car is going to dive down pit lane, and John Stanley in the outside line will be our race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he has been good on restarts, starting in the 2nd position on the inside line. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Bardelli Jr. laying back there, getting a heck of a run on the 12, and Bardelli Jr. taking that lead.
Yellow.
We got a yellow flag here right off the bat. Like Peixoto's come around here in the 3X machine. So we'll see here what happened. Peixoto come around as soon as we went back green. What happened to Gilmar Peixoto? We'll see what happened here. Oh, it looked like he warped. He was having some warping issues, and he warped. Oh, my heavens, man. He warped right into the 88 car. So you saw that, man. That was just a warping issue right there. So his connection, he's been known to have some sketchy connections. I think he might be streaming at the same time here, so we're going to have to probably figure that out and see if we can't improve that connection there. So Peixoto here having an issue. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, we'll be back at it with the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. What a great, great series this is. Big fields, great racing. Guys just absolutely love these cars. Coming up on March the 5th, race number 7, Martinsville Speedway. I'll tell you what, the big fields, the very competitive series that we've had with this Bushwhacker Series, and Martinsville, you're going to see a lot of great, great racing. Martinsville's a very challenging track. They're a short track, and 150 laps. Guys are going to have to be up on the wheel all night long at this track. You're not going to get any rest. There's going to be cars around you all the time, and you don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on March the 5th, right here on TurnLeftTV. Kind of wonder, man, is anybody going to come down pit lane here? Some guys kind of faking that they're going to come down pit lane, but it doesn't look like a lot of takers there, so maybe some of the guys at the back of the line might come down here, but I don't really think it's going to help you because you didn't really get even a lap in under on these tires. So it's like most people not taking that bait. Don't forget about ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. All things comic related. Videos, comic books, action figures. You name it, ZiaComics.com is your nerd headquarters.
Pit road will be open this time.
Well, Bardelli Jr. got a heck of a run there on that restart here and captured the race lead. John Stanley, you know, Bardelli Jr. kind of laid back there about a half a car length, maybe even a car length, and then I'm not sure. I think he's been starting in first gear, I think, all night long, so he definitely got a better start and really shot around the 12 car, take the race lead. It'd be interesting to see how John Stanley reacts to this on this restart. Bardelli Jr. is going to be controlling the restarts here. So is he going to go to the high line? Is he going to start in the bottom line? Let's see what happens with the 91 car. I think we're going to find out this time by here as he has to do lane choice. So Gilmar Peixoto coming down pit lane here to serve his penalty for the caution flag.
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
So he's making his pit stop here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will control the restart here, and he is elected to go to the high side here. 5 laps to go. John Stanley, I wonder if he's going to be starting in first gear this time by. Well, you know Bardelli Jr. is going to get a good start here on this restart. He's been fast on these restarts. And Palumbo, he's going to start back in the 6th position. Seems like it's taken a little while for that 54 car here to sort of get dialed in and those tires to come in for him. So, you know, we've got a short little run here. So some of these guys, I think John Stanley has an advantage in the sense that he's been good early in the run. Paul Brown, you know he's going to be good. I'm going to dial up the intensity. Preston Hassel, 27 car, he's in the hunt here in the 4th position. Tim Lansbury also good early in the run. So here we go. The pace car is off. We're going to go back green this time by.
Green flag, go, go,
Green
go.
flag, John Stanley up on the outside line again. A little bit of delay there in that restart, but he has now got a fender up on the outside, and now it looks like the 91 has reclaimed that lead, or cleared the 12 car. So the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. And this side-by-side there for P2. Stanley in P2. Paul Brown down on the bottom side here. Good battling between the two of them guys. 12 and the 70. On board here with John Stanley, and he's looking maybe to try to take the race lead coming off the turn. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, that was tight right there. You couldn't put a piece of paper between the two of those guys. Oh, my heavens. John Stanley using that outside line, taking the race lead. Oh, I tell you what, Palumbo got sideways coming off the turn. Across the start-finish line, we've got 2 laps to go. Side by side, the 91 and the 12. 2 laps to go. John Stanley up on the outside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr., heck of a run here on the bottom side. Oh, more contact right there. Stanley now diving down to the bottom side here. They're kind of switching positions. They got a little racy there behind. John Stanley taking the race lead. Claudio Bardelli Jr. all over the back of him. John Stanley, 1 lap to go. 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 2nd position. John Stanley in the 12. He is starting to pull away a little bit here. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's got 1 more shot to do it. He makes contact with the wall coming off the turn. Preston Hassel on the bottom side. It's going to help John Stanley out. Preston Hassel, he's going for the race win. Coming off the turn, John Stanley. Can he hold off Preston Hassel? Coming off the turn, Preston Hassel making contact with the wall. Claudio Bardelli Jr. down the low side. John Stanley taking the race win. How about that, John Stanley? Oh, my heavens. John Stanley getting the race win here. Big race win for that Parts for Trucks number 12 car. What a heck of a battle that was. What a heck of a battle. Heard John Stanley on the radio, and he said that was for Lauren Stoppelworth. John Stanley, the win. Preston Hassel finishes 2nd. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 3rd position. Lansbury 4th. Paul Brown in 5th. That was a great finish. There was some great racing all over that track. I tell you, man, the intensity level was way, way high on that one. So Ed Palumbo did not get the third win in a row, but nonetheless had a great finish. John Stanley gets that race win. Congratulations to him. We'll take a look at the final results here. John Stanley finishes in P1. Preston Hassel, good run for him in the 27 car, finishes in second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. hangs on for the third place finish. Tim Lansbury fourth. Paul Brown finishes in the fifth position. Ed Palumbo sixth in that 54 car. Lucas Sinfner finishes in the seventh position. Tiago Gomez is eighth. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the ninth position. Leon Ganare finishes in the 10th position. Will Dunbar finishes in the 11th position. Gilmar Peixoto finishes 12th. Johan Tavares finishes in 13th. Jose Solis 14th. Reese Canaday in the 15th position in that 80 car. What a great win for John Stanley. So a Saturday Night Thunder, the 12 car takes home the victory. Hey, my guy, I tell you what, the guy I chose finished in the second position. You can't really sneeze at that, that's for sure. All right, we'll see if we can't get John Stanley back up here in the booth. All right, John Stanley joining us up here in the booth. Congratulations, John. What an intense finish there. And, man, that 12 car was fast all night long.
Yes, that was a very intense last few laps. In the
Well,
car, it handled well all night.
You had that second to last run there, and it looked like Claudio on the bottom line kind of laid back a little bit and got a heck of a start. But I heard some guys on the radio telling you first gear, John, first gear. Did you change up that strategy on that last restart?
I did. I went for it.
And what a heck of a run there on the outside line. That looked to be the place to be on the runs.
Yeah, I found it really comfortable up there. I didn't want to get down too low, take a chance of spinning out, but there at the last pass there, I passed on the inside there, and I was hoping it was going to hold on.
Well, it seemed to me that your car was fast later in the runs on throughout the course of most of the race there, but I thought that it took a little bit of time for your car to come in. But man, this restart for you was just fantastic. But you hit another level there on that last run.
Yeah, I had the guys urging me on, and like I said, the car felt really good, so I went for it.
It looked like a lot of fun there at Vegas. I know late in the run the car gets really, really loose, but it seems like with these tracks that are kind of tough to drive, tough on tires, they seem to be the ones that are best for the racing.
I didn't find it getting loose, actually. Like I said, I just stayed up in the top groove for most of the time, and it felt real comfortable.
Well, when you crossed the start-finish line and took the race victory there, I heard you say on the radio, this is for the 41. Talk about a little bit about what Lauren Stoppleworth meant to you, and how much this win tonight means to you.
Well, Lauren was one of the first guys I really connected to when I started racing rFactor 2, and he was such a level-headed guy. He never got upset, no matter what happened, and he always had a joke. And it was, if I needed a hand, he was already give me a set or point out things I should do, and he was just one heck of a guy.
And, certainly we're all pretty heavy-hearted here tonight, missing Lauren. We know darn well he'd be here racing with us tonight, and, in some respects he was here tonight.
Yeah, I think we all have heavy hearts. I mean, Lauren was just one of them guys that everybody liked. Nobody had any problem with Lauren, and it is with a heavy heart, and it's going to be a long season without having him around. Absolutely.
Well, congratulations to you on a great race, and man, that really gives the racing program there and with the 12 a shot in the arm. And good luck to you the rest of the season. And good to see the 12 car in victory lane.
Well, thank you, Heath, and thank you for all you do.
All right, buddy. Hey, thank you so much. That's John Stanley here joining us up in the booth, and really the sentiment he's reflecting there in the interview. Really the same that all of us here at High Octane Racing League reflecting. We're going to miss Lauren Stoppleworth a great deal, and we're definitely racing with him in mind tonight. And I've already had some guys asking me if I can really make some changes and add the number 41 to their car somewhere. And I think John Stanley was I'm painting a new car for him, and he's switching manufacturers, moving over from the Chevy to the Ford, and we're going to get his new scheme here in the car set fairly soon, and he wanted that 41 on his car somewhere to pay honor and really do that justice for Lauren Stoppleworth. Well, we got more racing headed your way next Friday, starting off another great weekend of racing. Race number 7 headed your way at Martinsville Speedway in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. 150 laps at that short track. Are you kidding me, man? These guys are going to be exhausted. It is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We're very excited about that. And, of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, March the 5th. And then on Saturday, we'll be back at it with the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Curitiba, a great road course in Brazil to be race number 4 in that season for these guys. So very excited about this one. Coming up live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, March the 6th. That's the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series at Curitiba. We'll take a look at the schedule here. Of course, we did Las Vegas tonight. Next week is Phoenix, Atlanta Motor Speedway, following that on March the 13th. Then we got 3 short tracks in a row, Bristol, Martinsville, and Richmond, all hitting you in the face there from 20 March to 3 April. Talladega Super Speedway on April the 10th, and Kansas Motor Speedway on the 17th. So we got a score to settle with Phoenix next week, keeping it out west. So John Stanley going to celebrate tonight here in Vegas. Hopefully he doesn't get thrown in jail. And if he does, I'm sure we'll find somebody to bail him out. We'll talk to Will. He's the one that's got all the money. I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on the YouTube channel and checking out TurnLeftTV. Man, what a blast this race has been. Action-packed from the beginning, and we knew this was going to be the case here at Las Vegas, and with these Cup cars too. The Cup cars are a little bit tougher to drive than those Xfinity cars, and nonetheless, it was a great run. So, and again, I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the channel here. Peace to everybody out there, and listen, we're definitely thinking about Lawrence Stopworth's friends and family, and all of his friends in the racing community who are suffering right now, and the hearts are really heavy, and Lauren's on our mind. Today when I was getting ready for this race, I just kept thinking about Lauren's not going to be there, man. Lauren's not going to be there. He's not going to be in the track with us. So it's going to take a long time for us to sort of get back to normal, if that's even possible, without losing one of our great friends. So, but again, thanks for coming out and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to appreciate everybody coming out and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Congratulations to John Stanley on taking home that victory. He said it was for the 41 tonight. And we are all here thinking about the 41. Lawrence Stopworth, we love you, buddy. Godspeed.